How does the Home Depot use open source technology?
At the Home Depot, we've used open source technology for over a decade. We've used Linux in our stores, and we're using technologies like cups and Kubernetes to power our supply chain printing solutions. And so we've also been using it to foster the way we develop software internally. Our developers use technologies like pair programming to build open source software to deliver the retail software that powers our operations.
And what's the value of using and contributing to open source in a large organization?
One of the things that we like to do is give our developers an opportunity to contribute back to the community, and so they're able to use open source and contribute back to those projects as they find bugs or patches that are useful to our environment and contribute back to the community. We also like to learn from the open source development models, and we use a lot of the same models that make open source software successful in our own environment. And so things like pair programming and things like rapid software development are practices that we adopt in our organization as well.
And how does Home Depot benefit from the contributions of other large organizations?
One of the things that we benefit from is using software that works around many different industries. And so one of the things that we look for is how have other companies solved problems using the same open source technology stacks that we like to use. We're a large organization with a very large distributed environment, and so we like to look at other companies of similar size and scale and see how they're solving those problems. And open source software makes that possible because we're all using the same stack.
And can you share some of the more interesting projects you're working on right now?
Well, earlier at OSCON there was a session about how we're using an older technology like cups paired with a newer technology like Kubernetes to solve some printing challenges in our supply chain distribution sites. And we're also using technologies like Cassandra and Elastic and Kafka to solve a lot of our data persistence challenges. And we even use newer technologies like Envoy and Spinnaker as well to solve things like load balancing and deployment.
And how do you see the open source technology evolving in Home Depot in the next few years?
One of the things that we're working on is improving our ability to contribute back to open source. We want to release some of the software that we've developed to solve some of our own challenges back to the open source community as well. And we'd like to make sure that we're engaged with the open source community and making sure that we're contributing either software or bug fixes to the software that we're using and has made us successful.
Well, thank you very much for talking with me today.